Right, have a look at this. 2013 carbon mountain bike, drop bars on it, 120 millimeters of fork travel, and half the parts from AliExpress. And then I rode it on the Paris-Roubaix challenge. I'm in my 50s, dodgy elbow, and a back that bills me for 3 days if the saddle is wrong. Do you know that feeling? So why build this? And did it actually work? Because comfort beats performance at our age. Am I right? If you're over 50, thinking of doing an endurance event like the Paris-Roubaix Challenge, whether on a road bike, a gravel bike, or something a little bit different, these are questions you need to be asking yourself. And nobody's really answering them. So let's go. Why not just a proper bike? This is the question I got most from comments, from riders at the Paris-Roubaix bike park, from the roadside, at cobble sections. Some cyclists were looking at me as if I had arrived on a sit-on lawnmower. Why not just buy a gravel bike? Something designed for this event. Why indeed? And the honest answer? I already have a gravel bike, but I had this old mountain bike and I never used it. And I really wanted to see what 300 euros of AliExpress components could really do in one of the most harshest environments for a bike. But there is a more important question underneath all this. A lot of riders our age are on bikes that are not suitable for them. Too aggressive, too low, too much strain on the wrists and back, bought to look pro when you could hold the pro position for 4 hours at a time. The mountain bike frame gives me a relaxed geometry, more upright, more weight back, easier on the hands and the spine. The suspension forks meant that the cobbles weren't hammering through my wrists. Did it look weird? Yes. Did it work? Absolutely. People ask on the forums and don't get a straight answer. So here's one. Yes, suspension works, but there are some conditions. The pavé at Roubaix isn't rough roads, it's relentless. Constant vibration into your wrists and shoulders. After an hour or so, you feel it everywhere. 120 millimeters of travel with 40 millimeter tires is a game changer. But 120 millimeters was just a bit too much travel. The front end felt a bit vague, a bit loose. At speed on longer sectors, I just didn't really feel too connected to the pavé. If I was rebuilding the bike, I'd change these forks for 80 millimeters or 100 millimeters. It would lower the front end a little bit, but would still be enough travel to take the edge out of the pavé. Tyre pressure, the other one people don't really talk about honestly. I ran 55 PSI on the front and the rear. Way too much. But there was a reason. Keep watching to find out why. With lower pressure, the tyres tended to form around the pavé, making everything just a little bit more less abrupt. I knew this, and I've done it in the past, but I second-guessed myself and I regretted it. And for good reason, as it turned out. Is this actually about arthritis and getting older? Yes, completely. Operations on the elbow, wrist problems, back problems, the kind of low-level aching that starts to get you down in your 50s. Maybe you know exactly what I'm talking about. Almost all online content talks about the younger generation. Those that recover overnight, those that can take a beating. Do you remember being that person? I certainly do. And that person is probably not you. It's definitely not me. For us, comfort is not a compromise, it's a necessity. And that leads me to one of the best things that I've ever found on AliExpress. the 3D printed saddle. A fraction of the price of the main brands. This one cost me around €30. A few riders have stopped me and commented on the saddle, asking me where I've got it from and how expensive it was, expecting it to be €200 or €300. There is no way I would spend €300 on a saddle. Here's what I know. Long days in the saddle over the cobbles, hot rides up Ventoux, the Pyrenees and into Spain. This saddle was fantastic. Not a single problem. In fact, it was so good, I forgot it was even there. Moving back to the bike, the upright position meant less strain on my lower back. Yes, it was slower. The suspension took the edge off the vibrations, meaning my wrists were able to recover quicker. This bike was built around how I am now, not how I was when I was 35 years old. If you want more on the pavé, I've got 3 videos for you. The first is 10 survival tips if you're tackling the Paris-Roubaix challenge or just going to ride it for yourself, and a couple of videos about the pros. The first is 10 facts you probably didn't know about Paris-Roubaix, and the second is, should you really go and watch the race live? All 3 videos are down in the description below. And if you like bike builds, then there is a 4th video that goes through the detailed process of me rebuilding this from a mountain bike into a Frankenstein or monster gravel bike. Again, that's down in the description below. All 4 videos are worth watching alongside this one. Okay, let's go to the Sensor group set. This is a Sensor 1x11 group set. Chinese, not too many people know about it. A year on, completely solid. I've had to do some minor adjustment to the rear mech cable, but that's been it. It shifts as cleanly as anything else at this price range. Honestly, for me, it's as good as Shimano 105 mechanical. Most of the AliExpress parts were fine. Unfortunately, the tyres were not. Tyres matter. I ran Arison gravel tyres with TPU tubes at Paris-Roubaix. Low rolling resistance, lightweight, absolute rubbish. First sector, first puncture I've had at Roubaix in 13 years. The Arisons were not up to it. And TPU tubes, honestly, I'm not that convinced. Certainly with these tyres. My biggest question was it the tyres or was it the TPU tubes? Not a situation you want to be in. After Roubaix, I swapped everything. Standard inner tubes and some more traditional mountain bike tyres. Durability over weight for me every time. So, over to you. What do you think? Should bikes like this exist? Should bikes like this be ridden on the pavé of Paris-Roubaix? Let me know in the comments below. I had planned to ride this bike over the winter here in Normandy, but an elbow operation put pay to that. But the bike has been to Roubaix, across southern France, into the Pyrenees and into northern Spain. It did a lot of kilometres last year and performed brilliantly. Incidentally, those videos are coming out soon, so subscribe and you can watch them at some point in the future. People still look at it a bit strange. That's fine. I kind of like the attention. At 50 something, I'm not riding to prove I'm still young, because I'm not done yet and there's still a hell of a lot of riding to do in France. So keep watching. There's another ride just going out.